Good morning, Tashie. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic, and I love your energy. That just shows you right there that you put the power inside that writing instrument.
That's what I'm trying to do, trying to make it happen.
I got to tell you, you really inspire me in the way that this story came together, because I'm a stream thinker and I believe in freeform writing. An experience that you had with Tom Holland is why this book even exists.
Yeah. 17-year-old me was like, this would be a dope book idea, and 23-year-old me made it happen.
So what finally got you to grow in that direction? Was it something that was just planted in your heart and you're going, okay, I'll get to it, and then when it started to happen, it unwound?
That's exactly it. I was always like, I loved writing since I was like little, and I've, taken to it with so much gusto, but I didn't like seriously consider like being like a serious, well, it's not that I didn't consider it, I just didn't think it was possible until I was in college, and I was like, maybe I could do this. Like, I wanted to do this my whole life. Like, what am I waiting for? Like, what can it hurt to try now? And so I gave it a whack, and I somehow got a book deal. So we're here now.
Now, writers are very, I don't want to say inward or anything like that, but what writers are is you've got to have a favorite place to go let your imagination fly. You can't just write in any place. Where did you select it, and where were you feeling the energy?
Ooh, I think probably my couch is so comfy that is where I will sit. I'll have my like little snack, have a little sunlight streaming in, put on my little music playlist, and I'm like, all right, I'm in a good spot. Like, my back is well rested. I'm not hunching over. I can write.
So interesting that you say music, because in my notes I'm going, there is a rhythm to the way that you share your words with us. And I was going to ask you, you're either a musician or you were listening to music.
Oh my God, I love music. I feel like music has been such a big part of my life. I always say that I can't even start writing a book until I've made a playlist for it.
Very interesting. All right, so I'm going to take it even further into that question, because my last two books that I put together, I actually wrote music while doing it. Would you ever do something like that as well? And that's why you become, because I believe the one thing that's missing from writing these days, soundtracks that go with the books.
That actually sounds so cool. I don't know how to write music, but that would be incredible. Like, the idea of having like a little cinematic, like, you listen to it while, oh my God, that's so cool. I love that idea.
Now, YA readers, very faithful. I mean, very, very faithful. Getting inside their thinking imaginations. How is it an easy journey for you?
So I'm very fortunate in that I'm not that far off from the YA age range. Like, when I first started writing YA, I think I kind of still am a young adult. So I think it's been very helpful in that regard. But also, it's been, quite a minute since I was 17. And, like, what college am I going to go to? How am I going to get through the end of the school? It's been a minute since that. But I feel like being so connected to that crowd and, like, being on social media and having, like, younger, like, cousins, siblings, like, all of that has really helped me kind of, stay in that mindset. And also, like, I really call on the younger version of myself when I'm writing my book. I feel like I just want to make her proud.
Now, when you created, now I'm gonna get the name wrong, because I mean, you can look at the name Arrow and go, what name is this? So is it Mina? Mina. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Mina and Emmett. And you know darn good and well that Mina, her personality is she's on a mission to win. But Emmett, this guy, this right here is the conflict in the story. But you gotta love that relationship.
Yes, they have a little rocky start to their relationship.
A little.
But I think yeah. They, let's just say there are various curse words used. But that's what makes it even more fun when they realize they both need each other to, like, get through, like, whatever they have to do. Like, Mina's about to enter a film competition and Emmett's about to enter a photography contest, and neither can really do it without the other's help. So it's like, what do I do now? Like, I literally can't stand this person, but I also need their help. So I guess we'll make it work. It's not like we're gonna fall in love.
Well, you put your readers right there in something that they probably face in their own life, where it's like, okay, if winning, if it's big in my life, is it worth losing? And how many people, I know people are going to react to this, that they have been in that same exact place.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times, like, you want to follow your dreams so bad that, like, you'll do anything for it. And I think that's something you really see in the arts a lot too, like being willing to like do anything to pursue this dream of yours. And so it just made sense for both Mina and Emmett to be both like in the humanities, Mina obviously in film and Emmett also technically in film, but also in photography. And for both of them to have this like shared passion that brings them together.
Don't you also in a very neat way open the door for your readers to say, hey, yes to their creativity? Because I mean, you know, the thing about being a creative person is it's a magnet to collect other creative people, and we all get together and relate with our journeys.
Yeah, I hope it does. That would be so great if it, like, especially like, I hope everyone of all ages reads my book, but to know that, like, you know, young teenagers who are so, like, you know, impressionable, like they're at such a like growing period of their lives, like, to know that I could have made an impact on them is just so rewarding.
But you know, Tashie, as we get closer and closer to the summer months, it's not going to be just YA readers picking up this book. My wife happens to love the YA books because it really puts her in her own place.
I love that. I love that. I hope I never stop reading YA. Like, I hope like 20, 30 years from now, I'm still reading YA because I do think it's just so fun and transformative and just like such a good reading experience.
Well, it is because it's about us. It's almost like you are painting the picture that sits right there in front of you, and we're all going, I see it.
Exactly. It's like, it's crazy how books really are like movies in your head.
Yep. Yeah, but so let me ask you a question though. When you write a book such as this, a show for two, and you get it out there, you send it to the editor and stuff like that. How do you grow beyond this book now? In other words, I'm sure you're already on to your next project and stuff like that. That's what I love about writing. It's like it never ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so interesting because when you leave behind like these characters, it's like, at least for me, I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever see them again. Right. You know, like this could be the end of their journey. And that's like really saddening because you grow so attached to them. Like you spend all this time in their heads, writing their story, and then suddenly you have to be like, bye, go off to school. It's like, you know, like it's like the baby birds leaving my nest. I'm like, okay, I'll miss you. Like, but I also think it's fun because you know that they would want you to keep going and like write more stories and bring more characters into the world.
Yeah, because Tashie, what happens is that we're letting go of the characters, but we in a very spiritual way, new people are finding our characters. And so that's the continuation.
Yes. And they'll keep finding them, which is even more like beautiful. Like it's no longer my story. Now it's like everyone's story. It's open for everyone to read and pick up and relate to and understand.
So where can people go to show you lots of love, not only to just purchase the book, but to really give you the love and support that you truly deserve?
Okay, so A Show for Two is being sold in bookstores everywhere. So you can go to Barnes & Noble, your local independent bookstore. You can go to like Amazon. You can go to Walmart or Target.com.
Excellent.
Like it's basically everywhere, which is really, really cool. And if you want to find me on social media, you can just search my name, Tashie Buiyan, on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter.
You're so in touch. You got to come back to this show anytime in the future, Tashie. The door is going to be open for you.
Oh, my God. I would be so honored.
Excellent. Well, you be brilliant today talking with everybody about your story, okay?
Thank you. I will try my best.